Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Today on Manifesting Monday, we're going to go back to talking about blocks. The last couple of weeks, I showed you how to bring things into your life, like the windowsill with the money and other modalities. And I think it's just as important to clear our blocks to create room for what we want to manifest. So I'm going to tell you a little story. In December 31st, 2014, I was in Paris. I always wanted to do New Year's Eve in Paris. And I was on the Champs-Élysées with thousands of other people. And they had on the Arc de Triomphe, all kinds of lights, laser show. You know how they put a big, I don't know, movie screen almost on the Arc de Triomphe. And then they had the Eiffel Tower. You could see the Eiffel Tower, and it was spinning lights and everything. And a Parisian lady said to me in French, "Is this really necessary?" And I thought about it, just kind of hit me going, wow, yeah, this is kind of over the top. And I took this as a hint about other things in my life, like how much is too much in other things in my life. How much clutter? Am I eating too much? Am I drinking too much? Am I overspending too much? And those are all things that block us from what we want to actually have. So I've lived by this since January 1st, 2015. So 8 years now. Is this really necessary? And it has helped me remove so many blocks in my life. You have no idea. And so, for example, if you want to overeat, so if one of your manifestations is health, do you want to overeat? Do you want that one more drink? Is this really necessary? So enjoy that, 10, 15 fries with your meal or whatever, but you need 20, 30 fries. You need half a plate of fries. So if money is a big block, is when you're buying something, when you're overspending, is this really necessary? When you're putting that one more thing on your credit card, is this really necessary? And really think about it. Like, seriously think about it. Is this really necessary? Or can I live without this for 24 hours? And I use that for, a lot of my big purchases I put away for 24 hours, and you'll be surprised in those 24 hours if you still want it. So, if here's a good example, if you really want this relationship and you're somehow, I don't want to say pushing, you really want something really bad. You really want this person to contact you. So you are, texting them a lot or DMing them a lot or liking their pictures on Instagram. I want you to think, is this really necessary? Think about that. Maybe if you pulled back a little bit, they'd be curious why you aren't in contact with them, or is this person really necessary in your life? So today we're going to talk about blocks again, and I want you to think about, is this really necessary? I'll move my hands. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. Is this really necessary? I'll try to put a link in the description box, maybe to a PDF of this or something, so you can print it out for yourself. But here's something that I do to remind myself. I have an iPhone, and on my iPhone at 9, 12:30, and 5, so generally before I eat my meals, is this really necessary? So it reminds me to be really mindful when I eat. Also, by the end of the day, is this really necessary if, to go out or shopping? But anyways, 3 times a day, I remind myself every day. I have the alarm goes off, and what the alarm says, is this really necessary? These are very easy to program. If I only know iPhone, I'm sorry if you have a Samsung, I have no idea. I'll quickly show you. You go plus, let's say an alarm, let's say you want your alarm at 10 o'clock in the morning, when you want that donut, let's say, or you're out shopping or whatever, I repeat it. I make sure I want it every day. I want that reminder every day. I go back, label, and then you just type in, is this really necessary? And then the sound that you want, I just leave it there. And I don't want to be able to snooze it. As soon as I hit stop, I want it to stop. I don't want it to go on and on and on. And save. And then if you look, there it is. Now at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Now, if these start to drive you crazy, it's easy just to turn them off. All right. So that's on an iPhone. It might be something similar on your phone, but it really helps remind me, is this really necessary? And it does remove a lot of blocks in your life. You'll be amazed how this one tiny little habit will bring so much into your life. You'll notice you stop overspending. You notice you won't be buying as many things. Maybe you don't even go shopping anymore. Maybe you're just like, well, do I really need to go shopping? Is this really necessary? Or can I just use what's already in the cupboard? You know, should I really text this person again? Is this really necessary? You'll be just really shocked how it just really refines in your life and allows more manifestation of what you want by removing something. And that's what blocks are. So besides is this really necessary? I'm going to use the quantum oracle. I've talked about this before. This is a great manifestation oracle, and that will be down in the description as well if you haven't gotten yours yet. It's really great. If you don't know what to cut out in your life or what's blocking you, but generally just by asking, is this really necessary? You'll figure out your blocks. Because, is this really necessary to buy this? Is this really necessary to put it on a credit card? Or can I just pay cash for it? You'll start to recognize your blocks, and you can use it in body, mind, and soul. You can use it in body, mind, and soul. Is this necessary that I eat this? If you want dessert, is this really necessary? Well, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind something. So you get your dessert. Is it necessary to eat the whole thing? Or can you just have a couple of bites? Can you share it with somebody? Honestly, once you start using, is this really necessary? You'll wonder how you did without it. If you want to watch that one TV, you're on Netflix and you're already watching the same, you're binge watching, and the next show is up. Is this really necessary? Or can I go get something else done? Yeah, it's amazing. So let's talk about how to use the oracle cards for blocks. So I'm going to teach you a little 3-card body, mind, and soul. So let's see. Let's ask the cards, what are the blocks in my body, mind, and soul? Because if you don't have your body, mind, and soul, all 3 of them running, you will always be unbalanced and you won't be manifesting. So for example, let's say you concentrate so much on your body. You're constantly at the gym, you're constantly watching your diet, you're just so focused in on your health, but you neglect your mind or your soul, you're going to be unbalanced. If you are so much into your soul, let's say you're just really into religion, you go, whatever your religion is, you're just totally into it, over the top almost, and you neglect your body, you're going to be unbalanced. If you're really a book person, you're really in your mind and you don't pay attention to your body or your soul, you're going to be imbalanced. Or even if you have 2 of them, let's say you are body and mind and you have no spirituality in your life, you'll be an unbalanced life. If you are really into your mind and your spirituality, let's say you're really into and I did this, very much into the arcane and the mystery and the spirituality. And I went feet first into ancient Egypt and Rosicrucian. And I neglected my body and it started to break down. So you need the balance of body, mind, and soul. You need to look after your body You need to look after your mind by nurturing it, by learning things, by stretching it, but not stretching it too far or your brains fall out. And you need to look after your soul or your spirituality, whatever that means to you. And when you have the balance, that's the mystical triangle. You think eat, drink, and be merry. Well, that's why we call spirits. Eat is the body, merry is the mind. I'm not telling you to drink to get your spirituality. I'm just saying eat, drink, and be merry, if that's the way you want to think of it, rather than body, mind, and soul. Say body, mind, and spirit as well. Whatever's for you, but you have to have all three of them in working at the same time. And our chakras show that as well. So if we have the body, which is the red, orange, and yellow chakras, and then we have the mind, which is the blue, indigo, and violet chakras, and the soul, which is the heart chakra. So I want you to think of the soul. The heart chakra is the balance between the mind and the body. So if you're too much into the body, into a lot of hedonism, without engaging your mind into that, thinking about what you're doing, well, then you become an addict, right? You can also become an addict if you're too much into your mind and you don't have your soul into it. You become what's called, have you ever met those people? They're book people. They're very smart at everything, but they have no social skills. Or they can't find a mate or something like that. Well, they're unbalanced because it's your soul is the balancing part of it. So you have to have your top three chakras, your bottom three chakras, and your soul or your heart chakra is what balances them. It's great to have a fun time. It's great to have sexual pleasure as long as it doesn't start to rule your life. It's great to look after your body as long as it doesn't start to rule your life. One way you can start to ruin your life is looking after your body is becoming, for example, anorexic, right? You are trying to disappear. That's one way your body is unbalancing the rest of you. Another way to kind of lose your mind is to get too involved into a lot of conspiracy theories, and your heart isn't, and your soul isn't there, and all you do is binge watch on YouTube all day, conspiracy theories and different things. You kind of lose your mind into it. You become so involved in it. You become very unbalanced, or you become very paranoid. You can become very paranoid as well. Another way is by not opening up your mind. How many of us know an old auntie, or could even be our parents, our grandparents, who become very closed-minded, and they're unbalanced. They're not a lot of fun to be around. So you want somebody. Everybody talks about balancing the chakras. Well, that's balancing your chakras. Your mind, your body, and your soul. Your heart is the green in between that balances those. So that's why I'm going to look at body, mind, and soul. This is how you can find out quickly and easily which one of your chakras are unbalanced, and then find out where you can apply, is this really necessary to that chakra? So, for example, let's just pull the cards and then I'll show them to you. So body, mind, and soul blockages, please. Body, mind, and soul blockages, please. Body, mind, and soul blockages, please. Okay, so body, peace. Oh, look at that. Clock agrees with you. Oh, mind, behind a mask. Great. And soul, playing it safe. Underlying transformation. Yes. We're transforming those blockages. Wow, and the clock is ringing 12. Okay, so for body, are we not doing enough? Peace. You think, well, yeah, our body, but you know what? Are we being too quiet with our body? To me, this is saying, yeah, this is a swing, but the swing's not moving. The swing's not moving. We're just kind of sitting there and watching. So our blockage in our body would be that we aren't moving enough. Maybe to me, this is also saying we're too much in our mind and not enough in our body. So, sitting and maybe watching TV or watching the world go by. So again, let's apply, is this really necessary? Are we watching too much TV? Is it really necessary to watch that much TV? Are we too much in our mind? Are we sitting reading too much? Is this really necessary? Yes, peace is absolutely necessary, but we can have too much peace, can't we? Because then we're too quiet. We aren't active. We aren't living out in the world. So I would say, this is our body. So is this really necessary to just sit and watch the world? Or do we need to be more active out into the world? Are our heads in the clouds? Our heads in the clouds. So are we doing too much in the mind and not enough activity in the bottom, in the body? And as you can see, her skirt is flowing in the wind. Well, that would tell me I have to walk or do something that makes my clothes move. So movements. I need more movement in my body. We have some swans here. I wonder, are we spending too much time with our partner, right? Is this so much necessary? Is it necessary to spend so much time with them? Should maybe we go to the gym, or can we do something together? Can we go walk together? Are we just kind of hanging out? These swans also are not moving. And yes, peace is absolutely necessary. But are you using it as a blockage here? There's a mountain. Are you using, I'm so tired. I just need to rest. Oh, I've been so stressed out. I just need this peace and quiet in my life. That's a blockage. You're using it too much. You're using it too much as an excuse for your body. Look at this for mind behind a mask. Wow, this is a great blockage. So I think you're having a closed mind here, living behind this mask, behind a mask. I think you're living in a closed mind. I think you're living maybe up in the stars too much. You aren't opening yourself up to other parts of maybe your soul, your body, right? We've got some trees here, which is earth, which is body. So you're living way up in your mind too much and in the stars too much. So for example, too much stars. Are you following too much gossip? Right? Are you on all the gossip sites? You're reading all the gossip sites, and that's kind of giving you a closed mind about learning other things. I love this for the mind behind a mask. Are you are you reading too much? So you aren't balancing your body, you aren't getting out, maybe your soul needs something more than just gossip or conspiracy theories or mindless activities. You're living way too much in your mind. You need a little bit of soul. And look I love that this is a bare shoulder here. I'm getting bare your soul. Bare your soul. What ask your heart. What do you need? Unmask your heart. Unmask your heart. You're living a little bit too closed-minded. You might even have to open up your mind a little bit and exercise your body a little bit more. Now let's look at it the other way. Maybe the mask that you're wearing is you are too much in your body and you need to open up your mind a little bit more. But you definitely need to balance your soul here. Bare your soul. Bare your soul. So next time you want to binge watch that show, or use an excuse, I want to read this book, or use the excuse, I've got one more gossip site to look at. Listen, I'm not saying that gossip is bad. Everybody loves a little bit of good gossip. It gives your mind a bit of break about what's really going on in your life. Hey, that's what my channel's all about. So I'm not knocking it, but there's too much of everything. So ask yourself, is this really necessary? Is this next book that really necessary? Is this the focus behind a mask? Is this really necessary? Can I take off this mask and maybe open my mind a little bit to other points of view? Maybe pay attention to what's my heart saying? Is my heart saying, let's go for a walk, let's get out of here, let's stretch our eyes, let's go look at nature, let's go look at nature. So with the mind here, is this really necessary? Is this really necessary to watch one more show, to watch one more YouTube, to pick up that book? Or can I take off this mask and open my mind a little bit, stretch my eyes? That's what I'm getting here. Stretch my eyes. Take this mask off, and so I can stretch my eyes, open my mind. Let's go for a walk out in nature. Let's bare my soul here. So that's great for mind. So body, mind, soul, and look at soul now, playing it safe. Yeah, playing it safe. You don't want to you're not allowing joy in your soul. You're not allowing joy in your soul. Yes, your mind here, you're thinking about things. Obviously now you're out in nature. Now you're out in nature. So now you're out in nature, but you're not seeing the beauty of nature. You're not seeing the fun of nature. You're not seeing the joy. I think it's amazing that we got intention cards here. 2, 3, 6, and 2 times 3 equals 6. Wow. Because there's all kinds of different, there's cycles, there's people, but we got all intention here. So playing it safe. So is this really necessary to keep myself safe? Playing it safe. This even could be with food. Are you eating too little? Let's go back to what I was saying about anorexia. Are you playing it safe? Are you eating too little? Are you not nourishing your body enough? Are you like, oh my God, I can't have that one more carrot? No, thank you. I don't need that Tic Tac. Are you just playing it safe too much that way? Are you keeping yourself small? Are you overthinking? Overthinking is a great mind block, because that's your conscious mind overthinking things. Well, we shouldn't do this. We should do that. We shouldn't do this. And you're not allowing your subconscious to express and to have joy. And so your soul is crying, I need joy. And yes, you can feed me. Yes, you can feed me. And if you look at this girl, she's not even paying attention. So, and look at her arms are around her, are closing in her heart, which is the soul that I just explained, the green chakra, the heart chakra. She's keeping it tight. So she's playing it safe. This could even be the spirituality, the spirits that really your subconscious that really wants to talk to you. So you're playing it safe. You aren't allowing your soul to speak. And once you allow your soul to speak, so you've got your body is you're playing it safe with your body, you're playing it safe with your thoughts, but you're not allowing your soul to speak, because this was our soul card, body, mind, and soul. And it's interesting, this card actually summarizes those two. That's why I love, if you don't have this for your manifestation, I'll put the link below. Please get it. I don't know if it's on an app or not. Some of these cards are on an app. You don't actually need the cards. They play well with iPads and your iPhone. I'll double check that. I'll double check that for you. But look at how that cleared up our blockages and in our body, mind, and soul. And then we can have the transformation. Then we have the transformation. Then we're in a good cycle of transformation. And what's that? We're manifesting. We're balanced, our body, mind, and soul. And we figured it out by asking, is this really necessary? Is it necessary to have so much peace and not do anything in your life? Is it necessary to live behind a mask? Is it really necessary to play it safe? Right? And I think this, if you're missing a piece of the pie, I think this might do it for you. I want you to work on this week. Put the alarms in your phone to remind yourself. Don't just watch this and think I'll remember, because you won't. You need those reminders. So if you don't want to put it in your phone, get some little stick-it notes and put it around the house, or even put it in your wallet when you go to reach for your credit card. Put a stick-it note on top of your credit card. Is this really necessary? Put a stick-it note on your fridge or on that cupboard that you have the cookies. Is this really necessary? If you are, over texting somebody because you want them so badly into your life, maybe put that on the back of your phone. Is this really necessary? Or even the other opposite way, if you're fighting with somebody and you want the fight to end, is it really necessary to continue to fight with them? I think you'll find that it helps you in all aspects of life. And again, that's why I'm going back to balancing. Balance all aspects of your life. These tiny little habits are what actually bring the big results. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed today's Monday manifesting. I hope it helped you. Let me know down below. I love when I see comments about that was so great that, you aren't going to believe this money showed up, or I finally got a call from my son. It makes my heart sing. It makes my heart sing. So please let me know how these are working for you. I appreciate all of you all so much. If you enjoyed this, please give it a good thumbs up. Thank you so much for all your comments, your likes, your subscribes. I appreciate, honestly, I do from the bottom of my heart. Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.